Hey guys, welcome back to the Reefing Texan. This is episode 4. If you haven't seen the previous videos, please go back and watch those. You'll enjoy them. This episode is going to be dedicated to the saltwater mixing station. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do something like this. It's whatever gets the job done for you. You can go as high tech as you want and make it as easy as you want, or you can go bare basics, or you can go bare basics and improve it as you go along, as you have funds. But reef keeping, you have to have high quality water. You have to have good water. To have a reef tank and keep a reef tank and not have a RODI system in your home, I think is a big mistake, probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make. I know there's people out there that have small nano tanks. If that's the case, then yeah, there's probably not a reason why you should have a RODI system in your home. You're probably better off buying a couple 5-gallon jugs, and anytime you need to do water changes or fresh water for top off, you just go to the local fish store, fill up those jugs, and bring them home with you, and you have water. But you start getting into tanks the size of 75, 100 gallons or larger. In my case, 375-gallon tank. This is a must. You just couldn't run a tank that big without having this at home. I mean, could you imagine all the trips to the local fish store to get fresh RODI water or salt water that's made by RODI? I wouldn't want to do it. So these two tanks are each 75-gallon tanks. These tanks were bought from Tank Depot. They have a website, www.tankdepot.com, that you can go to. And they have several locations across the country. You may get lucky. They may have a location near you. I got lucky. I'm in Houston. And they had a location about 20 minutes from my home. I paid for them online and swung right by there and picked them up, threw them in the back of the truck, and brought them home. So it's tankdepot.com is where you find tanks like this, or at least where I found these two. As far as the RODI system, bulk resupply. I think for the money, they make the best RODI system there is. This is the 6-stage system. 150 gallons per day is what it produces. They have a 6-stage that is a 75-gallon per day system, if that meets your needs. I just decided, I'd much rather make water twice as fast with producing half the amount of wastewater. So I went with the 150-gallon a day system. But the systems are super easy to set up, super easy to install. They come with TDS meters and float valves and all the different hookups and attachments you may need to make it work for you, whether you're hooking it up to a sink or a washer and dryer connection. In my case, I'm in a garage, and I just happen to be lucky enough to have the main water line to the home set right here. So that's what I hooked it up to. The benefit to doing that is it also helps you to make sure you have good water pressure. Sometimes the problem with these systems is you hook it up in your washer and dryer, or hook it up in your kitchen, and you don't have high enough PSI for water pressure. These systems, to run at their peak performance, need to be about 65 PSI. So tapping in right to the main water supply line, I easily got that 65 PSI. But I have two tanks. It's pretty much the same setup as anybody else have. This tank is fresh water. The RODI system feeds fresh water to this tank. And then this tank is the mixing station where I make my salt water to fill the tanks when I get new tanks, or fill quarantine tanks, do water changes, whatever the case may be. Right now I have it set up pretty simple. It's just gravity. It all works off gravity. I went and bought some cinder blocks from Lowe's and made a base, put some MDF down, and put the tanks right on top of it. And it's just the perfect height where I can get a 5-gallon bucket under there, open the valve, the water drains out via gravity. There are some pretty high-tech systems out there. Guys use external pumps and have the pump circulating and all that kind of stuff. This is what I did to do that. This is just a simple submersible filter that I had laying around the house that was extra, and all I did is get an attachment that threads right onto the submersible filter, and then I made this. And when I want to transfer fresh water to the saltwater mixing station, I simply slide this down into the tank, plug the pump in, and the pump pumps the fresh water up and over into this and fills this up. Once this is full and I've added my salt and I'm ready to mix salt, well, then I throw a heater in there and a thermometer. Also, I have a weight maker that sits down at the bottom to stir up the salt. But then while it's in there, I put this attachment on the submersible pump. I simply swap these out, put the pump down into the tank, plug the tank in, and then I'll let it run for 24 hours. And for 24 hours, that pump is constantly circulating the water inside the tank. You know, when the day comes that this pump dries up and burns up, you know, then I may look into getting an inline pump that I can have out here, you know, away from being inside the tank, and plumb it all differently and have it circulate that way. I mean, there's some good videos out there on saltwater mixing stations. There's some guys that have went all out on theirs. Mine, I try to keep it simple and as cost efficient as possible, and just use stuff that I had laying around the house. So, you know, I didn't want to do an inline filter. An inline pump, excuse me. You know, some of them things cost $150 to $200. To where right now I can get away with a $40 submersible pump. I'll do another quick video about this, where it's just simply the system itself, and showing you how it's set up. I won't even talk in the video or anything. That way you get a closer shot of how it all works. But appreciate you watching the video. If you haven't seen the previous 3 episodes, go back and watch those, and subscribe and comment and like. Thank you.